Next,
daylight savings. Why do we do this?
It's a great question, Max. Daylight savings is a common question that people wonder, why do we do this? So you did a little research. What did you find?
Well, I found that the funny thing is that it was created to conserve energy and extend summer daylight hours. Woodrow Wilson signed a contract that it would add additional daylight hours that could cut energy costs during World War I.
Yeah.
And that's why we still use it today.
Okay. Yes, that's right. So there are some conspiracy theories around why we have daylight savings time to extend shopping hours or for benefit of farmers, etc. Nonetheless, the real reason, and confirmed with Google, if you trust that,
Yeah, Google.
is that we implemented it to save energy costs around World War I when times were pretty tight, and then it got written into law around 1918, and then again I think in 1966, and it's been in place ever since. And it's largely up to the states in terms of participation in it or not. And are there any states that do not participate in daylight savings times, Max? Is a great trivia question you should totally know.
So the only states that do not do daylight savings is Arizona. That's the only state in the United States of America.
we're special.
We here in Arizona enjoy not having to get confused by the time on our microwave versus the time on our phone, or setting our alarm properly to get into work on time that Monday after the daylight savings adjustment. And we're no longer in World War II or World War I, I'm sorry, with an energy crisis. So why do we keep doing this? What do you think? It turns out that I think in maybe around 2018, and then I think it passed the Senate in 2021, but it's still in the House. There is, I think it's called the Sunshine Protection Act that Marco Rubio put in place to essentially abolish daylight savings time, all this turning up and back the clocks throughout the year, so we would have a consistent differential in our time zones across the United States all year. And there are a lot of people that support. Do you think it is simpler? We live in a state that doesn't recognize daylight savings time, so maybe we are biased. But do you think it would be simpler to just get rid of it and have the same time zone difference all year round instead of changing it up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we do, then I feel like it's just kind of a waste of time because you're not actually changing the time. I mean, like, if it stayed the same all year round, the only thing that's different is when the sun comes up and down.
Sunrise and sunset. You're just
you're
offsetting it by an hour in.
Yeah, so I don't quite get the purpose of it, because you could just you could literally just take your you could just get up at the same time, or if you're used to getting up when the sun rises, you can change your time. Like, you could change how long you sleep until that certain special time that you need to get up at.
Yes. Yeah, you could adjust. Yeah, it's interesting here in Arizona, and I can say, like, from a business perspective, when we're doing business with, let's just say, New York, even though we don't change our time, we had to keep track of everybody else changing their time. And now a lot of these software and calendar applications, they do it for you, so you don't have to really worry about it. And so it does get a little bit confusing at times, where it's like, wait, is it 2 hours, 1 hour, 3 hours? And it can be confusing for meetings. I've had people miss meetings because they didn't have the time zone correct. And like I said, most calendar applications now, all calendar applications pretty much take care of that. But for people that are writing it down, say, I will meet at noon on Friday in their planner, and don't have a calendar app automating it for them, can tend to get confused and miss those things.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an interesting situation, and I am a little bit surprised that it hasn't been a bigger topic in terms of should we or should we not do it? Just make a decision. GSD mindset. Is it productive to have daylight savings time? Yes or no?
No.
Thoughts?
No, I don't think so because I think of it as a waste of time.
Yes.
And when you think of
No
GSD,
pun intended.
Boom.
Waste of time.
And then when I think of GSD, though, I think of like everything that you do, or most things that you do, is worth your time, right? This is not worth your time. It's only changing something. Just adapt to it.
Yeah.
I mean, like here, we have the like the sun goes up and down at different times. Like I remember during summer, I would get up and the sun would be like already like a bit away through the air. So, and I remember it be basically it feel like it would be afternoon almost sometimes. And now when I wake up at like 6 or so, it's then like still very dark outside, and like you could barely see the glimmer of the sun on the horizon.
Yeah.
And all I do is just adapt to it because I'm just like, it's fine. I wake up at the same time. I go to bed at the same time.
Right.
Just like,
And so does it really change things? The other thing is, how much time do we spend, or let's say lost productivity, in changing all our clocks, mistakes that we made, upsetting our sleep patterns, because human beings are very much in a rhythm. Some reference to circadian rhythm, and we get very accustomed to when we go to bed and when we get up. And 1 hour, just even changing your routine 1 hour, can take days to a week to get your body reacclimated to this. It's like when you travel, and we've traveled, boys, to different time zones, and it takes a little bit to get yourself acclimated. And so then everybody in these zones that has to adjust their time has to get their bodies acclimated.
yeah,
Which means that they're coming into work for a number of days, potentially less productive because their energy levels, their attention levels are not what they were.
Yeah, but if they just kept everything the same, everything would be the same all year round, and you wouldn't have to adjust.
Yeah. So I'd say our opinion here at the GSD Nation is, let's abolish daylight savings time.
Yeah,
people.
Woo!
But we would love to hear what you have to say about it. So drop some comments and let's get to the right answer. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe, like, comment, share. It really makes a difference for us. Thank you. Until next time.